Hello everyone, this is Planescape Torment yet again, and I'll be continuing from joining the Godsman. Yeah, we checked out this thing. Supposed to be some kind of a laser cannon, I think. Or at least that's what I thought it would be, judging by the description. Although it can be used for some agricultural uses, they said. The cannon, this enormous device drums with power. It looks like a gigantic flower, created, not grown, and adorned with metal bulbs and flanges. A bewildering array of knobs, gauges, and vents baffle your eye. Your eye. Well, I guess I could shoot it once, maybe, perhaps. The cannon. You don't seem to have any success in changing anything right now. That's unfortunate. Yeah, doesn't seem like I can do anything with it. Perhaps that's because of my alignment. Might be the case, but I'm not sure. Okay, I wanted to check something out. Yeah, my alignment is true neutral, and the faction is the Godsman. All life springs from the same divine source ascending and descending in form as the cosmos tests it. Yeah, something like that. So, before I go into to meet Ravel and use the portal, I thought it might be a good idea to go through the quest log and see what I might be interested in completing. So it would be pretty easy to go to Emoric because Ferret is not alive anymore. Help a woman named Elvin find her friend Amal. Hopefully she's just somewhere else in Clerk's Ward. Have no idea where that is. I mean, where her friend is, I mean. Interest strange woman, Seftai, by the Dustman Memorial outside the mortuary. She was mourning the death of her three sisters, who had been attacked by a group of chaos men called the Star Dog Barking. She asked me to kill three of the number to avenge the death of her sisters, and I agreed. She said her sisters were attacked a few blocks directly south of the mortuary. Could probably find these Star Dogs there. Not that important, I don't think. Noroch, the gentleman I met in the gathering dust bar, told me of a mausoleum where the dead walk. He wanted me to look into the matter. Well, I remember that I don't want to do this probably. Obtain permission from my Ionis to use Diana's sensory stone. Probably won't be able to complete this at this point. Deliver box to Quatre, but I should probably go there still. Delivering a strange box to a person named Quatre. Mars says this fellow can usually be found down in the southeastern section of the hive. Help complete the Dream Builder. I'm not sure where to find the stuff to complete it. Maybe in the on the Curiosity Shop. Phenom's Research Journal. It sounds like he left it somewhere in the brothel's latent intellectual. Yeah, probably could go there. Vial of Skin and Blood. Yeah, that's the Dream Builder. Xander has asked me to fetch him a vial of my skin and blood for the final stages of the Dream Builder. And find the Night Hack. Yeah, should be pretty... I should check out the Curiosity Shop. I think it's there. The vial. Must be. Where was it? It's not in here. Have to go to the upper ward. Let's use the modern portal to do that. There we go. And I need... if I could go to the brothel first.
I'm gone.
Patrons. Maybe I could ask Nine Eyes. She probably knows. But she's not here. Should be somewhere around here. Maybe in the north. There she is. Well, Mad Good Sir, I'm Nini. How are you? This fine day. Oh, we met before. Yeah, that's right. Doesn't seem like I can ask you about it.
Done.
Would I just maybe I could ask Fall from Grace?
Yes.
Had some questions about our travels. Doesn't seem like I can ask her about it either. Well, let's check all of the boxes then. Where could it be? Perhaps the armor. Got some questions, Louis. An ominous silence hangs over the armor. There is no reply. You're certain it's still Louis. You can practically feel the hatred radiating from the wood, but he won't speak a word to you so long. It's unfortunate. Oh, yeah. There it is. Phenom's book. Let's go get it to Phenom real quick. He lives in the mausoleum. Phenom pauses his search to look at you. Any luck finding that book of mine, perchance? Is it this book right here? Phenom's eyebrows arc. Why, yes it is. He takes it from you, then begins to rummage through his pockets. Here you are then. My father's notes. Square, then are we? Good. I'd look over my notes now, if you just excuse me. Thanks, Phenom.
Looks like my skills have increased.
Finn Andlai's notes. These are notes from the deceased linguist Finn Andlai. They are composed of his research into the language of the Uyo. Probably it would be useless. These are the notes from the deceased linguist Finn Andlai. Yeah, put them away. All I can do, basically. Let's give that a fall from grace.
All right. Done.
And what else do we have? Could meet a Morek. Or try to ask for Ionis's permission. Or Senset's permission, rather. Dream Builder as well. Vial of Flesh and Blood.
All right.
Curious, yeah. Probably here.
All right.
Verishka. Verishka appears busy, what? Oh. She wants to talk to Fall from Grace. Well, Fall from Grace. Or whatever it is you call yourself now. Truly a pleasure to see you here. What do I owe the honor of your visit? I thought that you rarely trafficked among our kind anymore. She glances at you for a moment with the same faint sneer. Or is it your assignment here almost finished? I do not know what assignment you're referring to, Verishka, though your presence here brings with it many questions. Last I heard you were a standard bearer for the Company of the Vulture. How did you come to Sigil? She replies curtly, firing a question back at like an arrow. By choice. And you? Where will your orders take you next? She suddenly turns to you. You see, little man, Virishka smiles, as if savoring the words. The best temptress is one that can make you buy into the illusion of being both promiscuous yet virtuous at the same time. A prostitute priestess, as it were. Mistress Grace is among the greatest. She turns to Fall from Grace. Are you not? You would not think that 1,000 years of slavery had left their scars, no? So Fall from Grace was a slave for 1,000 of years. Fall from Grace speaks with the coldness you have never heard before. The air almost becomes ice as she dissects Virishka with her gaze. That is enough. Very well. Though you are the ones who came into my emporium, Virishka looks to you, yes? Virishka gives a quick half bow. Welcome back. Here to buy something. Not just now. I had some questions. I'll entertain any questions about the merchandise. No, doesn't seem like I can. Ask you about the vials. What about the exotic items? Gorgon salve? No, probably not. In the front. Codes of the inconceivable baby oil. The tetractyl. Where could I find it? Maybe in the monster jug. Plain looking jug. Despite its common appearance, you feel reluctant to touch the thing, as if it might bite you. It has some monster trapped in it, but that's not what I want. Well, what is it? A vial of skin and blood. Dream Builder. Let me look this up, because I think we might not be able to return after we go into the portals. Oh, from the apothecary. Birdcage. Coffin pillow. I see. It should be doable.
Done.
Apothecary. I forgot there is an apothecary in here. Oh. Yeah, this person. Cursed with the twitching. Wanted to purchase something. But I cannot purchase the vial. Got some questions. Work in the stockroom all day, I do. Suddenly a third eye pops open over the bridge of his nose. Yeah, I remember that. The old engineer in the foundry tells me I need to get a sample of my blood and skin for his machine to work. I need you to do that for me. A scraping, very unique. Well, his right hand takes up a razor blade, his left a wide-mouthed bottle. He removes a small section of skin from your forearm, placing it into the bottle along with a small quantity of your blood. He then places some gauze over your wound and hands you the bottle. You need anything more, sir? No, that's all. I'm surprised he didn't cut off my arm with all this twitching.
I'm gone.
Let's go to the Dream Builder now. It's in the lower ward. Dark one got stuck. And Fall from Grace just decided not to bother with walking.
I'm gone.
Should be here. Although it does seem like I need a lot of items to complete that. He was in the back room.
I'm gone.
Godsman Hall is called. Neil Zander. I've got it right here. Take it. What I need to begin the final stage of the dream builder is a piece of your skin immersed in your blood. Show me your dreams.
Journal.
The machine requires a birdcage adorned with tweezers, fine rod to mimic the destructive power of dreams and their ability to capture our hearts and imaginations. Search in the siege tower for a cage I have commissioned. How do I get in there? You have proven yourself to be resourceful. Find a way. I will. I think I tried to get in there at some point, although it kind of failed. Got messed up my screen. Yeah, I should. Is that? No, that's not. Just a bit more. Yeah, that's about right.
I'm gone.
Not sure where the siege tower was. Oh, it's right here.
I'm gone.
No idea how to get in there though. Can't fall from grace, fly up there. Oh, something. Oh, that's just bandages. Can't determine what this device is. Lenny. You see a feral-looking young man in shoddy clothes. His eyes dart about as he scans his surroundings. He notices your approach and begins eyeing you warily. Greetings. He looks you up and down, then glances about, returning his attention to you. Gives you a wicked grin. You'd best give a good reason for disturbing Lenny, Berg. I have some questions. He laughs at you. I ain't no tout. If you got questions, to go find one. His smile broadens. You'd best push off before I have to bleed you. I just need to ask you a few questions. He stops smiling and frowns at you. No, I don't ask you questions, Berg. I told you to go find it out. Now get. Fine, farewell.
I'm gone.
Thought he might be able to tell me how to get up, but no, doesn't seem like it. Maybe the townspeople. Greetings. Stern-looking woman. She glances you as you approach, and then makes an effort to avoid you. Hello. I have some questions. You don't want to be bothered. I don't want to be bothered by you. Go away. Very well. How about this guy? You see an auctioneer customer. He waves you off as you attempt to talk to him again. Lower ward thug. You see a man with pale yellow skin and a persistent cough. He glances at you as you approach. Greetings. Yes, he smiles at you. He coughs a bit, and then he soon pauses. You want something from me, I can tell. Have some questions. Oh, alright, ask away. What can you tell me about this word? He shrugs and gestures about him. Seeing tells it all, Cutter. It isn't heaven and it isn't hell. There's better places to aspire to, and worse ones to avoid. I've been to the Hive. That must be the place to avoid. He laughs but stops when another coffin fit threatens to start. Yeah, the Hive isn't hell, but it's just a stone throws away. Was there something you needed, Cutter? No, must be good. It was a nice thug. As as stupid as that may sound. Okay, what about Grosek? Probably doesn't want to talk to me, yeah. Just like last time.
I'm gone.
I'm thinking there must be some kind of a portal or a door. But so far it's not very clear. Maybe the Harmonium officer. Nope, he doesn't want to talk either. The print shop, siege tower, marketplace, wrecked house coffin maker. Wait, can't I get in? Yeah, there we go, now we can. Printing shop. There's a messenger running around. Oh. They're like, it's like a real-time cutscene.
From grace to be found attractive by the male sex of over 321,423 separate species, give or take 5.
I thought I started talking to him, but it's just companion dialogue.
Oh, does that include Modrons?
I am no longer able to answer that question. I do not know.
Done.
How many species is that? Just like a crazy number. You see a thin, stooped man hunched over a desk, scribbling on a piece of paper. His hair is thinning and drab, drawn back into a ponytail, and thin spectacles adorn his hooked nose. His age could be anywhere from his early 20s to his late 40s. He doesn't look up as he speaks to you. What do you want? Make it quick. Had a few questions. Do they have to do with work? Well, no. Then you're wasting your time and mine. Good day. He turns. Don't you ignore me. He waves his hand, and you find yourself outside his shop.
I'm gone.
I see. Well, I didn't know the sigil had newspapers. Although it might not be a newspaper, but rather just messages. Maybe Byron Pickett. You see a well-dressed middle-aged man. He seems to be scanning the crowd with a practiced eye. He notices you approach and gives you a quick once-over. Greetings. He smiles at you and gives a barely perceptible nod. I am Byron Pickett, moneylender. May I help you? Moneylender? He nods again. Yes, I cater to the needs of the merchants. Want to start a business? Keep one afloat that's down on its luck, or perhaps expand the business. In any case, you come to me for the funds. Come to me for the funds. He looks you up and down. I doubt that you are a merchant, sir. So what can I do for you? I'm a merchant. He smiles and looks away for a moment. A merchant of death, maybe, but not the kind I do business with. He frowns. If you insist on monopolizing my time, please come to the point of this visit. Can you tell me about your business? He frowns and shakes his head. No, I see no reason to. He looks you up and down. You are obviously not someone I conduct business with. I think you should leave. He looks away. I have some questions. Very well, make it quick. What is this place? If you mean the ward in general, it's called the lower ward. If you mean this particular locale, it's the open air market. Tell me about the lower ward. He looks bored. It's the home of the common people. He gestures around him. Look around you, and you will see that there is what there is all to see. Nothing of any interest. Then why are you here? He smiles. The one thing those mindless sods are good for is spending their money. It gives them the feeling that they are actually accomplishing something with their otherwise meaningless lives. He pauses and looks about with disdain. That's weird to hear from a moneylender. He's basically criticizing consumerism. Go on. And he shrugs. Where there is money, you will also find merchants and thieves. I help provide the merchants needed to relieve them. He gestures about of their hard-earned coin. Ah, I see. He smiles at you. You mentioned thieves. Who helps provide them? Not I. He gives you a calculating look and smiles. Why do you ask? Call it curiosity. He laughs. Such curiosity can be dangerous, even fatal if one isn't careful. He pauses to consider his next word as he examines you closely. You might want to talk to Lenny. He can usually be found south and east of the market. He pauses for a moment. Tell him I sent you. Oh, that's interesting. Journal update. What's that? There is a thief named Lenny who can be found somewhere south and east of the market. Maybe I can learn some things from him. Perhaps. You're looking for a bird cage. It's strange that it doesn't mention the siege tower. Let's talk to Lenny. Again. Have some questions. What if I told you Byron Pikett sent me? I ain't no doubt. He stops smiling and examines you for a while. His eyes linger on your scars and he swallows slightly. After a moment, a frown settles on his face and he appears to be nervous. Pikett sent you? Why? He said you could answer some questions. What questions? You notice he looks rather tense. Oh, I could learn the thieving art. What can you tell me about the ward? He looks around and shrugs. This is the lower ward, home the common people. Life here isn't as desperate as it is in the hive, but as good as it is in the clerk's ward. Not as good as it is in the clerk's ward. He looks around again. Other than that, there is not much to be said. Can you tell me about the hive? He shakes his hand and smiles. I guess you could call it the slums of Sigil. Lots of poor sods there, but no place to go, other than the dead book. He pauses, nothing else to say about it. What about the clerk's ward? He smiles. The name says it all, Berk. Clerks, clerks, and more clerks. If you want to push some papers around or have papers pushed at you, it's the place to go. He shrugs. Nothing else to say about it. I see. What about some other questions? Well, it doesn't seem like I can ask him anything interesting. Well, let's look up how I get into the siege tower. Via portal located in the drawbridge across the way immediately the east of the tower. As with all portals, you need a key to unlock it. Well, let's see. So I just needed to go here.
Portal detected.
Yeah, portal detected, but
Portal detected.
I cannot do anything about it. What's the key to unlock it? Talk to Laszlo in the marketplace. Abishai discussing a portal. Oh, okay, let's go to Laszlo.
This air's making my skull itch.
Oh yeah, his skull is itchy because I haven't leveled him up.
Done.
Where is Laszlo? There he walks around. That's the boy that was smithing something. Well met again. Do you have some questions I could mayhap be helping you with? Yes. Aye, I'd be pleased to help you if I could. The boy looks grateful not to be toiling over the furnace. What is it I can answer for you? What can you tell me about this ward? Oh, this here is the lower ward. Common folk live here, like me and the Da. Do you know why it's called the lower ward? No, why is it called the lower ward? Well, as it's reckoned, the ward's got a mess of portals to the lower planes, all riddled through it like cheese, so it does. So I suppose that it's the way the name stuck. Oh, that's interesting. Why are there so many lower plane portals here? He shrugs. It's a mystery to me, as it is to you, Cutter. Not sure if there is a reason for the portals as much as its circumstances. As much as just circumstances. Could be the lady's bill. Could be just chance, suppose. Do any creatures ever come out of these portals? His eyes grow a little wider. Aye, they do. Most of them just stop and through. He slows nervously and looks worried. You look nervous. You've seen this yourself. Aye, I've seen it. He pauses and swallows again. It was just last week or so. I saw a couple of Abishai come through a portal. They talk a good bit and then one of them went back through. The one that stayed is still there. He frowns. What were they talking about? I don't know for sure. To me it was just hissing and such, but I think they were talking about the tower. He shrugs. The tower? And the ones that's the strangest sights to be in the world. No one really knows how long that scarred or tower has been around. You can't get into it, you know? Bolted up tighter than a chastity belt. I'd be curious to know if what's in there. He thinks for a moment. Derbyshire was gesturing at the tower and the portal they was looking at for the key, I bet. They were looking for the key. He means what key? The key to the portal that leads to the tower. Every portal has a key that opens it somewhere. The key can be a gesture, an item, or even a thought. Many have tried hard to get into the tower, no matter how hard you try, you fail. Maybe the secret is to getting. Maybe the secret to getting in is to not want to get in. I don't know, Cutter. Maybe that's interesting.
All right.
You approach the location of the portal that the boy Laszlo spoke of. You begin to replay your conversation with them in your head. Maybe the secret to getting in is to not want to get in, you hear yourself say. Suppress any desire to enter the tower.
Portal detected.
Yeah, that's so cool.
Portal detected.
That's the siege tower, alright? There's some kind of a machine in here. Smithing. Cook's metal. You see an iron creature, its size is staggering. If it stood full height, it would shatter the roof of the siege tower. Thundering echoes rattle the walkway as the creature hammers away on its forge, and the smell of soot and ash fills the air. Greetings. There is the screaming metal on metal as the giant turns to face you. You suddenly realize the golem is built into the siege tower itself. Girders, pipes, and huge bracers run through its lower torso and into the walls, and the bottom portion of its body makes up the forge itself. What are you? I am iron given purpose. What purpose? I forge the implements by which the multiverse will be unmade. Do you mean forging weapons? That's your purpose? Metal is like flesh, both carry potential in their reins. When tempered with heat and pressure, the potential surfaces. My purpose is to bring forth this potential, allow it expression. Who do you make these weapons for? I forge them for the sake of entropy. They are pain-seeking expression. Why does entropy need weapons? Beyond this tower, order rallies its legions. the multiverse heals its wounds in time, its strength may equal entropy. The multiverse is your enemy. Why?
Dated my journal.
The multiverse breathes, it grows, it stagnates, it forges its chains around the planes link by link. In time, even entropy may be chained. And you're opposed to chaining entropy. When a thing seals itself against its own destruction, it merely dies a different death. I guess true enough. So what made you take up entropy's cause? All things have a common ground in decay. War is necessary, death is necessary, decay is necessary. Well. These things are never necessary. To promote them and glorify the destruction they cause is wrong. There are no limits. Limits are one of the links in the chain of order. Limits must be shattered. Even if death is the result. All must fall upon entropy's blade. The time nears when it will be necessary to breach the walls of creation. Order will be put to the sword. Its chains will be broken. The multiverse will be unmade. I see, I had some other questions. Ask. What are you? Oh yeah. I aren't given proper soul, I asked that. Had some questions. Yes, you had mentioned that before, I had some other questions. What is this place? This tower is a siege engine. It exists to breach the walls between planes. Breach planes? How?
Dated my journal.
The tower anchors itself upon a plane. A wound is torn in the multiverse when the breach of the tower opens. Legions may pass from one plane to the other through the tower. When the plane has served entropy's purpose, the tower anchors itself again. What happened to the legions that have used the tower? Entropy has unmade them. And what happened to the planes that siege tower invaded? Entropy has unmade them. I see. I guess the Abhishek came from the siege tower. But one returned, and he's not here, and the other is just standing there. What are you doing? I forged the implements by which the multiverse will be made, yes. Probably, why do you make weapons? The iron of my body once existed only as minor expressions of pain. Blades, spears, axes, arrowheads, rivets, and catapults. From these implements of war was I wrought. What happened? These minor expressions of pain were melted to forge this body. My potential was allowed to surface. Now my purpose is to bring out the potential in other metals. You said that someone melted those weapons and forged your body. Who was it? Entropy erased me from the planar battlefields. So... Entropy forged it? He somehow decayed into this thing. That's strange. What can you tell me more what you do with weapons? Oh yeah, same thing. Metals like flesh both carry potential. Can you do anything with my weapons? Show me what you have brought. I will study its potential and see if its pain can be given expression. He only sells it. Doesn't seem like he can improve weapons. Green steel dagger. Nope. Green steel knife. I already have it. He has some kind of a bolt even. These crossbow bolts have heads with grooves cut into the sides. They do more No more damage than normal crossbow bolts, but they bear a minor enchantment that allows them to correct their path in flight, making them more likely to hit an opponent. Well, it's not that great. Jagged bolts. Bolts of Acheron. What's about these acidic bolts? Does crushing damage. 6 acid damage on impact. These putty-like globes on the heads of these crossbow bolts are actually dried up aquatic sponges found in many of the Great Lakes of Bytopia. Seemingly unremarkable to most scholars, these tiny sponges were accidentally discovered to have the property of being able to absorb acids and store them in their bodies with no harm to themselves. As a result, great masses of these creatures were gathered and bred for use as weapons against fiends in the Blood War. Oh, I thought it was a literal sponge, but it's just some kind of a creature that's called a sponge. After being fed a steady diet of acid for a few days, the sponges are harvested, dried, and covered with a resin that keeps the soft bubble around the sponge. The sponge is then mounted on the head of an arrow or crossbow bolt and is ready for use. When the tip of the bolt strikes a creature with sufficient force, the resin bubble bursts, the sponge flattens, and the target is doused with acid. What about the jagged bolts? These enchanted bolts have a series of jagged black runes traced along the shaft. When fired, the runes fire upwards like spines, forming an additional row of vicious edges that tear into a target. What about the bolts of Acheron? Causes stunning. These enchanted bolts have been fashioned from one of the great cubes of Acheron. According to many planar scholars, Acheron is a plane in perpetual war with itself, where huge cubes of the size of continents flow through the ether and smash against each other. On the surface of these cubes, legions of soldiers wage war on each other, swarming from cube to cube and attacking whoever else they can find. Well, no time to rest on Acheron, I guess. The plane is filled with the ringing of steel and the great thundering impacts of the cubes striking each other. These bolts carry a portion of Acheron's heart within them. When these bolts strike an opponent, they do so with so much force that the impact has the potential to stun an opponent and leave them helpless for a period of time. Crazy missiles. They cost a lot too. Spike gauntlets of vulgar power. Probably makes your strength to some value. Let's see. No, it's just a weapon, I guess. A ridge of huge black spikes bristle along the knuckles of these metal gauntlets. Yeah, allowing the wearer to perforate any target the punch. Clamps line the edges of the gauntlets to secure them in place once worn. These gauntlets bear an enchantment that allows the user to strike opponents within the strength of 10 men. The spikes along the knuckles simply add insult to injury, as any victim whose bones are not shattered by the initial attack will slowly bleed to death from the jagged wounds the spikes inflict. I see. Punch daggers of the Shar. Of Shar. I'm surprised Shar is even in this. These daggers were once wielded by Shar, the Mage Slayer. Shar was an assassin of some merit who decided to specialize in the removal of mages for large sums of gold. To further her goal, she commissioned the creation of those blades by the mage Tex Wharton. With her new weapons in hand, she was quite successful at her craft. Shar met her demise when she was hired to assassinate the very mage who created the daggers. Much to her surprise, the weapons failed to harm the creator, nor did they grant Shar protection against his spells. Makes sense. He was not as dumb as to not make some backdoors when he made this. Let's talk to Cox Metal again. This gigantic iron golem is still working at its forge. Sparks, ash, and hissing clouds of steam rise up from beneath the walkway. Had some questions for you. Ask. What do you know about the Blood War? It is the war by which the planes will be unmade. How long has it gone on? The lifetimes of many metals. Did you ever serve in it? Yes, it was on this forge that the screaming projectiles that tore the smoking skies of Avernus were made. Weapons so sharp the wind itself knew agony. Oh. Had another question. Have you heard of a night hag named Ravel? The night hag sought to sunder the city. Her greatest works were those of unmaking. She walked the path of entropy. Do you know what happened to her? Orders set chains about her. She was cast within a cage. Do you know where this cage is? Her person is unknown to me. Her prison is unknown to me. Had some other questions. I need a heavy decorated wrought iron birdcage. Do you have one? I have such an item. The Dream Builder came to me in an age ago. He promised me that my durance in the prison of the city would be near an end when the cage left my possession. Oh, that's interesting. Can I have it? Yes, take this cage and lay waste to those who create such confines. I see. And that's it. I think that's all, everything I can ask him.
Portal detected.
Yeah, portal. Let's go back. He would also ask me for a pillow. And I have to go to the coffin maker to get it. Oh, I've got it right here. I thought that I didn't get it, but I did.
Updated my journal.
I need just one more item from you, and we can begin the final process of the Dream Builder. I need a pillow that has lain inside the coffin. It will stimulate a sleep so profound that you may as well be dead. It opens your mind to the emanations of the Dream Builder it is. If I say so myself, a touch of inspiration on my part. A coffin pillow, huh? You'll have it. Let's go get it. The Nameless One seems to be very reluctant to get those items. Even though he commissioned the Dream Builder. Must be pretty sick. It's a scary sound. Let's talk to Hamris. Hello there, in the market for a coffin yet? He smiles amiably. I have some questions. I need to buy a coffin pillow. He nods at you. Ah, you are here to purchase then, I assure you. What do What I do is a labor of love. The real value of my profession is the building of the coffin, in doing it and doing it well. It is an act of perfectly ordered creation. Every piece must fit just so for the right betterment of the whole. It is much like a metaphor for the harmonium philosophy. We create order, and it is beauty. I need the pillow. She nods at you again. I need 50 coppers for the basic boards used in construction. Though the expense doesn't cover the time, usually it's either whitewashed or painted some color of the person's choosing. The boards themselves are usually a 16th hand and spun thick, maybe even thicker depending on the nature of the corpse, whether it's a human being buried or not, or whether they're worried that the person might get back up again. He laughs. I just need a pillow. He nods at you again. Some prefer Baitopian pine, which is fine and traditional, but I prefer the heavy Arborean oak material simply because they have a good weight about them. Even a 20th inch of the oak is stronger than a 16th for a hand pine of pine. He pauses for a moment. I said I just need a pillow. He nods at you. From there, I might need about a score multiplied by a score of steel of steel wood screws, gauge about 8 by 1 1/4 inch or so. Lots of shops around here carry them, not a big deal to acquire them. I'll also need some sort of metal pins for securing the inferior lining. Best to pick them up with the bunch. Then there's the matter of the battens and corner blocks, depending on how you wish to do it. Are you listening to me? I said I just need a pillow. He places his hand on his chin, and although I usually let the natural wood speak the color of the coffin for itself, sometimes the person commissioning it wants it painted something special or engraved. I don't usually do the finer work for that, though I am skilled by I contract it out. He pauses for a breath, and the handles alone are another matter entirely. What about the handles? Big thing handles. Everything about handles depends on how the coffin is to be carried. You got skilled men carrying the coffin at shoulder height. Don't even need to worry about handles. Professional pallbearers never use them, see? If you got your family and friends carrying the coffin, then the handles are necessary. You'll need some rope handles or even metal handles. He gives you a satisfied look. That's fine and all, but I came here for a pillow. Do you have any? Let me give you an example. I think the most beautiful coffin I've ever seen was this one of clear pine. I don't know where they managed to get it, whether from a place in Baitopia or elsewhere. Anyways, it was packed together carefully and trimmed with this beautiful run of redwood. The effect was somewhat ruined by the crude amounts of thick hemp rope that surrounded the affair. Surely something was needed for the pallbearers to hold on to, but to ruin an entire beauty of the coffin with such a badly woven rope, Hamris shakes his head. I'm sure this is fascinating and all, but I just want a pillow. Then there's the matter of measurements. They can be tricky, and I try and do it myself since occasionally a client will neglect to inform me as to the race of the deceased or forget something like the hip, but a very important deed. Also, if the client is still alive, I try and make precautions should the client feel out before they die, you know? What do you mean? Then there's the construction itself. What does fill out mean? It's probably what I think it is, but I'm not sure. Put on weight to a noticeable extent. Oh, I see. Or add information to complete an official document. Yeah, I know that meaning. Put on weight to a noticeable extent. That's interesting. Hamres, There's many different ways of attaching the sides and ends of the floor of the coffin, and to each other. Some use internal battens or corner blocks with plenty of wood screws to secure it in place. You can also do the fiend's tooth method and just cut alternating tongues and recesses all along the edges to be joined, so that they fit together, like a fiend's jaw. Requires a little more work and precision, but the result is neat and very strong. He pauses to breathe, and again. Hammer is. Then there's the lid. The lid's gonna need the rim or lip around the edge, made from a strip of wood pinned to the box or carved around the edge itself. Once you have some pilot holes drilled into the main box, then drill in the screws in on the top of the lid, maybe half a handspan apart. You get the impression that he's not going to stop talking now that he's on roll. How would you drill these things? What's there in the planes that allows you to drill screws and all and such? If you don't shut up and give me a pillow, I'm going to hit you hard. I think you finally got his attention. He frowns at you with a confused look on his face. Pardon? I said, I need a coffin pillow. That's all. Just a pillow. Do you have any? He looks relieved and smiles. A pillow? Ah, I thought you might need the entire coffin. He puts his hand on his chin again. I'm so sorry, but I'm out of stock on pillows right now. I don't know when I'll have them again. What with the warehouse being closed or the warehouse? Yes, the warehouse where I store my goods is having internal problems of some sort. New managers or some such nonsense. I haven't been able to replenish my stock of late. He frowns. The harmonium would never let things get so out of hand as to cause distress to its customers. His voice fades away as he thinks, and then he looks at you. Perhaps you would look into the matter for me. I guess I don't have a choice. If I want a pillow, I'll do it.
My journal.
He smiles broadly. Excellent. If you deal with this issue satisfactorily, you may have your pillow for free. He gives that lecture look on his face again. That may not seem like sufficient payment, but let me tell you about the construction of those pillows. No, thank you. I'll just get started on it right away. Farewell.
All right.
Let's get to the firehouse. We've been there before. Might be something new and interesting there then.
All right.
A wall to the ninth world. Why do you have to run around? Twice welcome to the vaults of the ninth world. How may I serve you on this fine day, Sicilian? I would like to claim something, perhaps. I'm here to retrieve a pillow for Hammeris the coffin maker. A pillow? I could certainly use a pillow. A big stone pillow. Here's your pillow, Master Hammeris. And good luck sleeping with it. Can I get you anything else? Oh, that was easy. I wanted a large bag of coins. I'm sorry, sir. That item has already been claimed. Would you like to claim something else? No, farewell. Farewell. We are at the vault of the ninth world. Value your business. Please return. Yeah, I'll bet.
All right. I'm gone.
So we have the pillow, I guess. Now just return to the foundry. Or do I have to speak to the coffin maker first?
I'm gone.
If this works, this is pretty clever, because I think he wanted me to return with the pillow. I need just one more item from you, and we can begin the final process of the Dream Builder. I have the pillow here for you. Let's get on with it.
My journal.
Anytime you're ready for the dream key, Scarred Man, give me the word and I'll pass it to you. Give me the key. He pauses as he's gathering errant thoughts. Close your eyes and stretch out your hand, he says. You have to feel this key before you see it, or it won't function. Do as he says. You feel a touch in the palm of your calloused hand. At first you can barely feel it, but it rapidly grows in solidity in moments, until you finally hear Xander's voice. Open your eyes. When you do, you see a simple black feather in the palm of your hand. My work is finished, Xander nods. Use that key on the leftmost door on the foundry, and the Dream Builder will open to you. I must go now. I have work to attend to. A feather? All that work for a feather? It's the final safeguard on the Dream Builder, Sod. Do you think I'd want to just anyone waltzing in? I ain't stupid. Do you want something else, or can I get back to work? Go back to work. Anna can level up, and we'll get her to open doors as usual. But I think that's maximum. Detect traps then. Don't think I'll be pickpocketing all that much.
I'm gone. All right.
Okay, let's see the Dream Builder. You find yourself standing under a hangman's noose. A gravely voice cackles out in the darkness. You dream again? Again. Your body seems strangely light and airy, like you lost control of it, like the winds blow you where they will. You find yourself floating through a maze of twisted plants and black barbs that tear at your insubstantial body. Creatures of nightmare pull themselves from the ground and walls and rip at your flesh. The furious attack drives you into unconsciousness. Oh. You're standing in front of a tower of skulls that babbles at you. But you can't understand the words. A clattering behind you distracts you, and you see a battalion of fiends crushing you. Doesn't look like a battalion, more like a group. You are standing in a maze again, and the stench of death surrounds you. You know you have killed all of them. The cackling voice breaks in once again. Oh, my pretty little puzzle, you have killed all these, and so many more that I have lost count of them all. You're stricken mute and cannot reply. Come to me, my puppet. Come to Ravel in her black barred maze. Come dream with me. Shake yourself awake. That's it?
I'm gone.
Yeah, that seems... This is pretty much it. And let's go help Ayanis.
I'm gone.
You have to go to the clerk's ward first.
Done.
Plane. Concordant opposition. Location. Sigil. Ward.
All right.
Clerks.
Maybe I should ask Splinter. Splinter regards you coolly as ever as you approach. We welcome you once more to the Civic Festival, traveler. How may we help you? I have some questions. There is a man, Nyanis, whom I was hoping you would grant temporary access to the private sensorium. And for what reason would we allow such a thing? Because one of the stones there contains a fragment of his daughter's experiences. She died far from home, not having seen him in a long time, and he mourns for her deeply.
Updated my journal.
Splinter nods, thinks for a moment, then nods again. Yes, we shall allow this Ionis to enter the private sensorium. Well escorted, of course. You may tell him he has permission. My thanks and farewell, Splinter.
All right.
Now where was he? Yeah, that's his house. Was the Arnold Schwarzenegger? Sounded like him, kinda. You see Ionis. He turns as you enter, and his eyes light up hopefully. Ah, at last. Were you able to convince them to grant me access to their sensorium? Yes, they agreed to give you access to your daughter's sensory stone. I thank you, good sir. Thank you. I am on your debt. It was no trouble, Ionis. Please go see the experiences of your daughter. I think they might ease your troubles.
Updated my journal.
Is that it? You see Ionis, he turns at you, enter, and fixes you with a tired gaze. There are dark sacs beneath his eyes, and he looks as if he has not been sleeping. So I guess it means that he has gone there and he has read it basically, but it all happened in a second. Okay. Greetings, Ines. You again. Ines frowns slightly as he stares at you. What is it you want this time? Had some questions. Well, doesn't seem like he can comment on what he saw. What can you tell me about your daughter? Dianara, she was young. She had as recently joined the Society of Sensation, the Senses. Not an unpleasant faction, but she had also met someone there. Yeah. The nameless one. Forgive me if I ask him, but if you were not able to recover her body, how did you know she had died? It is most curious. I went to the Dustman to see if they had found her body, and they directed me to one of their faction outside the Dustman monument. Dustman named Death of Names, I believe. He is said to be an oracle of sorts concerning those who have died. He told me my daughter had died. I mourn your loss. I will take my leave. Farewell.
All right.
I should be. Maybe I could go to that place in the hive. Try the name Yemeth, if it's that or not. Because I think that's the name of the nameless one. But maybe not. Not sure.
All right.
Death of Names. You see Death of Names, he's standing at the monument with the same crooked smile, his arm cradled against his side. Greetings. Once again, his eyes seem to slide over you. Name. The way he speaks the word, he sounds like the tolling of a bell. Doll? You should see that, not dead yet. That name is not buried here, not time, not time. Let me try another name. What about the Dawn? Not dead yet. Can you bury a name for me? What about Quentin? She said not dead yet, okay. I don't remember who Dal is. Oh, that's the Scrivener. in the mortuary. Dayanara. Buried. Yeah. Just checking then.
All right.
Guess that's it. We have to go. I don't think there's anything else interesting to do. Oh, talk to Amorik, I guess. It's pretty quick. He's right here.
Done.
You see Amorik, he's regarding you with a stony gaze. Had some questions. Amorik waits. Doesn't seem like I can tell him. Perhaps I cannot if... And Amorik promised to reward me for finding out where the corpses were coming from. Maybe I had to see them for myself or something. Not sure. Doesn't seem like Amorik cares all that much for now. I mean, at this point. Because Ferret is dead. Maybe because he died, I cannot do it. So I needed to find Amorik before that. And when I did it, it would continue the quest or some such. Not sure. Okay, let's make a save. And then use the unfolding portal. You unfold the shimmering metal and immediately begins crackling with life. It begins forming itself into a metallic circle hovering in the air. There's something in your possession that has activated this portal. Step through the portal. Ravel's maze. Entrance to the black barred maze. I see.
All right.
Triggets. Tarkon gets absolutely destroyed. Thankfully, Fall from Grace automatically kills him. Oh, what was that? Some kind of a trap?
I shall serve.
Might as well.
Damn it.
Right. Time is fire.
There you go.
Done.
And might as well.
Done.
Just let Morty tank. He's pretty good at it.
All right.
Oh, another trap.
Hey, let's find a way out of here before this place grows on us, okay? Literally.
Okay, Morty.
Aye. Right.
I hear your path is mine.
What you be wanting? Well, a lot of practice, it seems.
Die.
Aye. Right.
Did the Darkons said that? Or was it the nameless one?
Yes. A pleasure.
Damn.
How may I pleasure? Might as well.
I think maximally your command. Strike.
I'm gone.
Maximally efficient strike.
Don't tell me this mace is gonna be just a series of battles. Have to keep saving. Just in case.
I will hear you.
Ready. Right.
Awaiting order. Error. Error.
Done.
Damn it.
You see that?
Damn it. Nordum addressed.
I'm gone.
You see that?
Okay, that was good. Oh, I don't have the enlightenment equipped.
Done.
Good thing I checked.
Might as well.
I'm hurt.
I'm listening. Pleasure.
Done.
You see that?
I'm gone.
Does feel like a maze.
Playtime is over.
I'm gone.
Oh, that's Ravel. Right here. Interesting.
Portal detected.
There's a portal even. Let's talk to her. The plump, hook-nosed crone before you doesn't look much like a myth. She's outfitted in a simple, if dirty, brown shirt and leggings, with a number of pouches hanging from her frayed belt. She seems oblivious to your presence, more concerned with the tangled black roots woven together to form the floor of the maze than anything transpiring around her. Study her for a moment. A tangle of jagged grey hair just from beneath the crone's hood, spreading down her shoulders like a mass of twisted grey roots. Stickly blue-grey flesh hangs in loose folds from her face, her narrow chin, long and sharp, just forward in an extreme underbite, and two filthy yellow canyons protrude from her lower jaw like small tusks. Attack her before she notices you. Yeah, probably that won't work. Ravel? The crone's voice is thick and scratchy, as if trying to force its way past layers of dust. Her eyes are dull, bloody red with black veins running from them like tree branches. As she gazes at you, a strange crawling sensation passes through you, like snakes burrowed beneath your skin. Greetings, Ravel.
Oh no, my pretty thing. Have you returned at last? You were gone so long. I feared you forgot poor, lonely Ravel.
So it's Ravel, not Ravel. I see. Ravel's face splits into a grotesque smile, displaying a row with chipped yellow fangs. Have you? But what has returned? She squints at you with her black, veined eyes and hisses softly. Let Ravel see how you have fared in this life. She reaches out as if to caress you, and you suddenly notice her fingers, the talons, each fingernail filthy and wickedly sharp. Do not touch me, Ravel. I only wish to trade words with you, nothing more. Ah, always the cautious one, my most beloved of puzzles. She withdraws her finger and lets it fall to her side. So did I mark you when you first came to me in the vase with your challenge for Ravel. I do not remember such a meeting. There is much that I have forgotten. Ravel gives you a whispering sigh as she studies you. Oh, sad, sad, broken half thing, all a pieces, no longer the one Ravel knew you, are you? Are you still a broken after all this sad, sad time? What do you mean? A body you possess, but a body of knowledge you do not. She points her ragged talon at your chest, at your scars many and such scars you have, all scrawled on your skin, many tales does your skin tell. What are you talking about? Your scars are tattoos, and tattoos shout to me. There's a man in confrontation with the world. Ravel makes a croning noise, not unlike a dying bird. Yes, such tales as would shrivel even a hag's ears. Tell me these tales, I would know them. The tales are many. They echo of balance and balanced. Imbalanced. Or I guess you could say unbalanced. Trials of war, battles with fiendish elements, and a creature that feeds on others from afar to sustain itself. And of torments, such torments flesh has never known. Balance imbalanced. Divided in two were when your mortality was peeled from you, no longer balanced, much a broken in the separation, both a blessing and a mistake, but more mistake than blessing, Ravel thinks. You took my mortality, how? Forgotten the how of it, have I? Ravel's gaze dims for a moment, the black veins swim in her eyes, and even if I remembered it, I would never do it twice. Not forgotten the moment, have I? After the break, I seen the pain stream from your veins. You cries like a wailing child, every bit of your being filled with emptiness, terrible, even for these eyes. So that's why I feel hollow inside, because my mortality is gone. Very well. What are those other tales my skin tells? The tales are many. They echo of balance and balance trials of war. Yep. What about the trials of war? Great. Great trials of war. Much too much to be borne by any mortal thing. What war? Where? This war touches all, my precious half-man. There is no place where its caress is not felt. Did it touch you? Ravel's voice drops, almost bitter. To this, Ravel says I. That would explain the scars. What are these other tales my skin tells? Of battles with fiendish elements? Two fiends but heads. Ravel sniffs, as if in contempt. They tiny heads filled with ideas of how the planes should be, yet can never be, or the planes they would be no longer. Such foolishness. Yeah, I guess the blood war. I'm not certain I understand. A creature that feeds on others from afar. No base hungers do you feel, but far, far more terrible ones boil beneath your skin, and such a cost. Hungers, what do you mean? I know not the nature nor the cause of these hungers, but heed this, coming events cast their shadows before them, my precious half-man. There is no assaying of what these events will be, not even with Ravel's eyes. I mean Ravel. Very well, what are these other tales my skin tells? And these torments, what are these torments you speak of?
Updated my journal.
A lodestone pulls iron to it, and so do you, my precious half-man, but it's not iron, but tormented souls. As others suffer, they are drawn to you, and your path becomes theirs. She makes a sweeping gesture. Do you not see them in the eyes of those that have traveled here with you, my companions? What do you mean? Do you wish to explain, Gif? Ravel throws a burning glance at Dakan, tempered with a fang smile. Vows may prove tighter than any chain, no? The manacles of a race once enslaved, now a slave again? Darkon is silent, but his blade shifts at Ravel's words. The blade darkens, the edge sharpening until the carrack itself seemed to carry a horrible malevolence about it. Watch your words, Ravel. The cog box. Ravel's gaze drifts to Nordom. Once it knew only suffering's definition, but now it feels its sting. There is no room for two in the world of ones and zeros, no place for mayhap in a house of truces and falses, and no green with envy in a black and white world. When it discovers how the planes turn, when it discovers the truth behind loyalty and illogic, more torments will it know. Revel, leave my companions alone. I have questioned the chattering skull. Revel doesn't bother to even look at Morty, as if he is beneath your notice. Are the quips enough of a shield for what lies buried inside your brain box? Why speak truths when lies suffice? Morty, what do you mean? Revel? The abyssal temptress. Revel sneers, her yellowed fangs piercing her purpled lips as if squints at fall from grace. A skin so fire, lips so rich, eyes that might cause you to forget Revel herself, and yet she suffers more than any other. When one turns on their nature, many are the torments that arise from such a betrayal. Many questions. Revel. Grace replies softly, almost cautiously, I have come to terms with. You lie, Succubus. Revel's lips peel back with a snarl. You lie. You do not dare to lie to me. When your heart is a book to me, every word you spit screams of your torment. Enough of this. Have a care with your words, Revel. Revel gestures at Anna, as if she is for sale upon an auction block. Look upon the feasty tiefling, such a fiery hair and voice. Ravel smiles, baring her rows of yellow teeth. Shall I speak of your torment, tiefling? Anna seems paralyzed. Her eyes, wise as Ravel, turns her back vain gaze to her. You can see her trembling, her heart beating fast. No, I shall not speak of it. Ravel's voice drops, almost in exhaustion, and the smile fades from her face. Grown tired of cruelties and torments Ravel has, the world is a jagged enough place. She turns to you, her bloody eyes dimmed, and she sighs. And my precious, precious half-man, for you, the greatest torment of all, life forevermore, can it be a life a curse for you, as Ravel does? She gnashes her yellow tusk with a horrid cackling noise. Once so brave, so passionate, so terribly lost, sad and sad. Ravel, why did you make me immortal? I must know. A puzzle bone and skin were you always, intriguing, and most beloved of all who came to me petitioning, requesting, pleading for help. Ravel stares hard at you, her black-veined amber eyes narrowing, so hard to see past the scars, to dig up the man who once was underneath. Yo, Sir Keyhead, what's up? What's happening? Oh fuck, it's Ravel. This is one of the best conversations in the game, yeah. Especially if you, I guess, if you don't know what's it kind of. I mean, what's the secret and the mystery of it? I guess if you don't know, it's interesting. It seems that all of the companions are tormented, but they wouldn't even speak of it. Glad to see you here, by the way. Actually, I joined the order of what is it? The Gaussman, yeah. I found it a bit more interesting. And I did the quest for the dreams. Do you know the thing? What the thing? No, I don't know the mystery of it. I have never played this game. It's my first time. And so, not to get bored, I read all this. Okay, Revel, can you tell me anything about who I once was? A shadow with substance. A seeking that which casts a light. I know you more than know. No. Revel pauses, her eyes dimming. No more than I know the nature of any man. Crossed paths have we, a man tainted with undeath, still free in the fangs of separation, and old withered crone now all imprisoned. Oh yeah, godsmen are cool also. Yeah, thought so. The conversation with the coffin man was funny. I read all of it as well. I kind of like the philosophy, like creating things and so on. I think it's kind of interesting. So we have crossed paths. It seems that we are meeting for the first time. No, 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 not. Ravel seems confused for a moment, then shudders as if throwing off a weight. Not at all. An echo of a future meeting it is, or a past meeting, depending on which way time is facing. So this meeting echoes a meeting in the past. The now and then very similar, so tangled. The now and then is both mirrored in each other, once and again. You come before me with a problem, to challenge me for a solution to an impossibility. Rival hisses at you, and her eyes blaze beautiful and grateful, beloved man. What was the impossibility I asked you to solve? Revel doesn't seem to have heard you. She still seems to be in the past, for her eyes dim, as if looking far away. Such fire in your eyes, enough to stir a grey lady's heart, passion to be free. But when freed, the fire in your eyes guttered out. With the separation, your life has shed all meaning, I fear. Revel smiles with her yellow fangs, then clicks them together, as if laughing. Mayhap I should sit on your hind legs and limp your forepaws. Mayhap Revel will give you another scrap of knowing. Uh, if begging will bring me answers, then I beg you, Revel. Tell me what you know. I need your help in remembering what happened. A gentle heart now. Black veined eyes glint, and the corner of her mouth twists upwards like a snake. Has a life softened you? But one can hope. Ravel, I have many questions I wish to ask you. Oh, more questions do you have? Ravel croons softly, but there is an edge to it, as if she is reprimanding you. But you have already asked so many. Ravel, Black Wayne's eyes take on a curious gleam. The time for my questions is now, Huffman. That's interesting. All of this game, I have been asking questions, but now she's like, yeah, my time. Like, very well, Ravel. Ask your questions. Know this, son. Know Ravel's law. If you do not answer my questions, no more of your questions will I answer, my precious man. Step politely with the answers, or the asking shall tear you apart. Understood, and ask your questions. I would know why you traveled here with these others. No, not the place they were traveling to. They chose to walk this path with me. Chose? A dangerous sport, is it so? Yes. Yes? Revel throws a black vein glance at Darkon, her voice like an arrow. Is it choice, Gif, or is it? Or is it a matter of two skies? A matter of two skies? Darkon blade bleeds into a vicious dead black, mirroring his eyes, and to your surprise, the Karak edge silently splits into jagged fangs. Revel, leave him be. I will answer your questions, not them. What of the cogbox? Revel turns to Nordum. What does it know of choice? She snaps her fingers. Like the sounds of cracking bone, there is only obey on obey. Yeah, that's true. Query. What does Nordum define choice? Define choice. The act of choosing, selection, the right of opportunity to choose No, Dom, stop. This is between Ravel and I. Look, Ravel. Ravel turns to Morte. Skull, skull, skull. Ravel clicks her tongue after each word, and her smile widens. Your expression is difficult to read without a skin wrapping, but I feel your fear from here. Coming here was not your choice. Wasn't it? Well, I didn't have anything better to do except to go to one of the ladies' mazes and meet one of the evilest creatures ever to set foot in Sigil. So I said, sure, why not? Says Morty. Yeah. Morty, be quiet. Be quiet. Morty clasps his teeth like the hells I will. I think we've listened to this crone rattle her bone box enough, and now she's got some pair of stones saying I haven't got any skin. So what if I don't? Obviously, the fact she has skin has done wonders for her looks. Does she think I like being naked all of the time? And another thing. Morte, cut it out. The succubus, Ravel squints. Did she have a choice? Mayhap in her smooth-skinned mind of soft silks and hard truths may be choice. But no. A sunset must experience all, and not to refuse to come. Not a sunset would you be. Still no choice. Enough of this. The tiefling, the fiery one, Ravel crackles softly and her eyes kindle as if amused. No choice at all. When you feel instead of think, there is little room for choice. I wonder why. Because Anna makes no response. Ravel's mere presence seems to have silenced her. Her tail has stopped flicking, however, and her eyes have lost their hard edge. Enough of this, Ravel. He said enough of this so many times by now. What other questions do you have? There will be time for you to speak, my precious man. Ravel taps her talon against one of her yellow tusks. This question next. What do you feel for those that have come with you? Do they matter in your heart? She smiles. Black veins dancing in her eyes, or are they tools for your will? I'm not sure. Why do you want to know such a thing? Thick and stubborn as a gizrai. That is yet another question, but the answer should cost you nothing. My answer is because I wish to know. No other reason. Now surrender your answer from your skeptical heart. Yeah, they do kind of matter to me. Even the gift? Ravel's gaze falls on the dark one, then slides off to look, eyes with yours again. Speak what he means to you, and say it true, or blanket in my garden he will be. I can only answer truthfully. He's my ally, I know him. He's my friend. The gift, I don't really care about him or one way or another. Oftentimes he angers me, I hate him. He's a silent on many things. I don't trust him yet. He's useful, nothing more. He seems trustworthy enough, he's loyal, and he fought by my side bravely. I don't know enough about Darkan yet to say. Probably the sixth. He seems trustworthy enough. Ah, Ravel nods. Then she smiles again, her talons tipping against each other. Does that surprise you? What of the skull? Ravel doesn't even bother to look at Morty. Surely he matters not to one such as you, or does he? I like him, he's my friend. The skull, I don't care about him one way or another. He also angers me and is useless in combat. What? Morty is probably the most useful companion to have, to be honest. I don't know him yet. He seems to know much, but he's careful with what he shares. Yeah, that's probably what I'll choose. He seems annoying. He's useful, nothing more. He seems trustworthy enough. He's loyal. He seems to help me save my life in the mortuary. Mort is really weirdly helpful in a fight. Yeah, he almost takes no damage. I think it's because of that. He's like a tanking machine. And yeah, probably wouldn't be able to play the half of this game if he wasn't here, basically. To be honest, I don't trust him yet. He seems to know much, but he's careful with what he shares. Curious. Curious. Ravel smiles. Quite the puzzle box you're shaping up to be. What else lurks in the dark places of your mind? I hide nothing. Ah, Ravel's voice takes on a threatening weight, and she turns to fall from grace, her eyes blazing. And here is the core of it, the abyssal temperance. Does she rise above the merely carnal to you, or does she is something else in your eye? She's almost jealous of her, I feel. Grace says nothing. She seems to be studying Ravel intently. You're suddenly struck with the feeling Grace is sizing up Ravel for a weakness. Ravel turns to you, clacking her yellow tusks as if in anticipation. Speak, precious man, but I have a care where your words fall. I could fall in love with her. Yeah, probably not. Don't care one way or another. I like her. Her superiority is often hard to stand. I hate her. She doesn't seem to be that arrogant, to be honest. By the way, did you get far with the modern cube? Yeah, I got it, like, done. I got the... What was it? I got Nordam, I killed the Lich, got out of there, but I still had the items. Basically, I used them to travel around the hive. Because you cannot use the lens inside of the hive, but you can go to the maze and then teleport around. Yeah, he's really useful too because he's ranged. So that's great. Has she lived centuries? Let's say I like her. She has many good qualities, like healing and stuff. Consider her a friend. Ravel slides her gaze off and rolls her eyes at Grace. Enough of these games. Ravel, look. Ravel turns, clasps your targets and glances at Anna with a sneer. Note of this slip of flesh. The fiendling, the tiefling with the scarlet hair and the fiery passion. What is she to you, my precious man? Doesn't seem like it's the same stuff basically for her. I think she got the worst of the fiend qualities. Address her about as far as I can throw her. What? I don't know her well enough yet. She has her uses. I have a suspicion she has feelings for the nameless one. But it's only a suspicion. What should I say? I don't know her well enough yet. So be it. Enough of these games. My next question is this. Ravel's voice drops almost whispering, and suddenly you have a strange feeling she does not want to hear the answer. Why did you wait so long to return to me? Ravel grew longly without you, precious man. The way to this place is difficult, Ravel. Is the way so hard? A hint of a smile plays on the corners of her mouth. Then your visit is precious. I give thanks. Have you another question for me? Yes. The third and last question is this. As Ravel opens her mouth to speak her final question, you're suddenly gripped with the terrible realization that this final question has murdered many others to whom it has been asked. You know what it is, and you feel it welling up within you, and you feel compelled to ask it. What can change the nature of a man?
Feel stronger.
What can change the nature of a man?
Possibly most important dialogue line in the game. Yeah, I figured as much. Because there's so much build up to it, you know? I'm very interested to see what you will say. Yeah, I wonder too. I think I'll think for a long time. The planes, success, suffering, age, regret, death, betrayal, greed, power, hatred, love. I don't know. Nothing can change the nature of a man. I cannot answer that question. That's so interesting. What would it be? Have the nature of people been changed by love? I feel so, but doesn't seem to be universal, you know? So probably that's not it. Hatred, I don't think so. It's either that I think the personality, the nature of a man influences hatred more than hatred influences the nature of a man. Power, I feel like could be the answer, but I'm still kind of not sure. Because I don't know myself to tell. I have never been in positions of power, so to say. But it might be true. I don't think it's universally true, though. Greed, I feel like, is probably it. Although I'm not sure if the nature of a man influences greed as much as hatred, you know? Same thing. Betrayal. Probably could be shaken by betrayal, but could that change the nature of a man? I don't know. Death. Death could probably change. And it it's kind of in theme with the game as well. Because each time the nameless one dies, his nature changes perhaps a little. Because he was different in his previous iterations, and when he died, he was different as well. Regret, I don't think so. Age, probably, yeah. But not as much as death, I feel. Suffering or success. Suffering probably could be the planes. That's true, the planes can change the nature of a man, because they influence alignment and so on. So in the game it was like... Damn, I should have said before this conversation, because I want to know, like... but I guess I'll have my answer soon. If they're near, like, some other planes, the cities, they would influence the people there, and so the alignment would change. Is the nature of a man supposed to be alignment? I feel like that's the case. Yurei will change my nature forever. That's true. Nothing can change the nature of a man. I feel like death can change. Let's choose that. And that is your answer. The veins in Ravel's eyes begin to shift slightly, and she gives you an evil smile. Be certain before you say. It may not be your answer, but it is my answer. Oh, he says that. Cool. It's not really supposed to be about alignment, although that is a fair reading of it. I see. I wonder what you choose. What did you choose, Chaz? That's interesting to know. And that is all I wished for, my precious man. Revel smiles, relaxes. A simple answer. And in the end, many are the men I have laid low while they sought my answer. That's it? I thought Revel cackles. I chose suffering when I played. Oh, that's interesting. I could see that how suffering would change people. It's true. Revel cackles. Countless times has the question been asked, and once did the pathetic shells who came afore me answer their answer, but always sought to creep inside my mind to fight what I thought. There is no truth in that. I don't believe you. In fact, I don't think they ever could have answered you true, even if it was true to them. Yeah, probably. Revel falls suddenly, strangely silent. She's watching you warily. You never cared about my answer other than mine. Cared about any answer other than mine, ever, did you? Yet still you asked the question, knowing that no matter what the answer they gave, they would die by your hand.
Updated my journal.
Revel, he says, of course. Your answer was the only one I sought. For you was the only reason I asked the question. Did you think I cared for them? Did you think I even cared for a fraction of the amount for them that I cared for you, my precious man? Answer me that. I'm through answering questions, Revel. Now you answer mine. Of course. Ever questions, ever questions. Why did you make me immortal, Revel? This is what you wanted, Steedling, and you asked so sweetly. How how could Revel say no to one such as you? Immortality was your solution and your challenge to me. My solution, but why? I don't know, Steedling. Time has chipped away all my memories as well. It would seem, if you remember. Tell me. I'm a curious myself. It must have been something important. Isn't it the nature of a man to want to live forever? Only if what lies on the other path carries greater pain. Perhaps. So the nameless one might have chosen immortality because he was compelled to. Ravel, this is very important. Do you have any idea why I ask you to do it? Death was a thing you needed to dodge. An easy thing to say, mayhap, but to do it is not. Immortality, even with its flaws, has the best solution this withered mind could untangle. Yet, lead is not easily changed to gold. I mean, lead. But it is possible. Thought the unwise, Ravel. If water can be drawn from blood, mortality can be taken from a mortal, peeled back like sticky film. So you pulled it off. The gulf between man and unman is great. You traveled the distance, I provided the means, but you crossed on your own. Ravel slaps your head and rakes your hand through her hair. Bad Ravel, mortals are too flawed to be made to last. Still they break, they must be dragged kicking and screaming into unhealthy new mold. Unhealthy was so the ritual was flawed. Shortcuts must be made, and so they can break the molded. For it is not always the mold that breaks, but the substance poured within it. Force something into a shape it was not meant to be, and it breaks. I thought the material was stronger stuff, but you have been broken. But I am immortal, surely that was a success. You have survived long, immortal one, but you have become the prey of creature that is life. She cups her hands, then reverses it, forming a canopy with her hands. The body is but a hut for the soul, but now no one dwells in your hut. What went wrong then with the ritual? Puzzle-fleshed, broken, beautiful mortal man. The ritual was not from a finished thing. Revel brows winkle, and her talons pick at her hair, tugging a long strand. The ritual gave you what you wanted, but the ritual gave you what you wanted, but great were the costs, the casting of shadows, the quiet, violent depths of the mind, and the pain-taking emptiness. These things, dangerous, are in such a fragile vessel. No matter how strong a mortal man, regret them the ritual dwell. Casting of shadows, what's that? Ungrateful shades, but ungrateful without cause. The shades, they hate you, nameless one, for they are fathered by you, your children. Once forsaken, they will never forgive. They will do everything they can do to destroy the parents, such as the way of the children. So perhaps it's the past incarnations, the shadows. Are they? It's kind of creepy. They came for me. But yet they died? That's strange. You cast shadows on existence, nameless one. With every death, a shadow arises from the fields of your flesh. They wander for a time, but always they return, looking to murder their parent. Such is the way of many offspring. Ravel purses her lips in disapproval, then suddenly pokes you in the chest with a talon. And thankless young men such as yourself. Tell me about this ritual. The ritual gave you what you wanted, but great were the costs. Yeah. The violent death, the quiet violent death of the mind. What's that? 1,000 deaths, and you recover from each. Not so the mind. The mind is much more fragile. Its scars run deep and do not heal. The brain is encased in a hard bone shell, difficult to breach, but with no defense against what which eats it from within. I see. What's pain taken emptiness? You have a hole where your mortality once lay within your shell. She makes her hand into a fist and shakes it. Rattle, rattle goes the hollow man. A baby's plaything with naught but a tiny stone that clatters and cracks in your frame. Despite those problems, it seems like the ritual worked.
Updated my journal.
Do you doubt Travel? Of course I delivered on what was promised. Not long after the spell drew to close, I killed you to see if it had worked. You struggled so, but I kept my grip tight and watched you die from your first of many deaths, Ravel. Ravel clacks your teeth. Then I was alone in its flaws. What's flaws? Ego enwraps us like a prison. I forgot I did that it oftentimes served as a shield. Ravel clicks a tongue. My pretty thing, there is much wisdom and understanding in the truth that life is a preparation for the ultimate goal, death. Our life is a means by which we learn how to die. If we forget such things, so that's when you discover it. I lost my memories when I die. Yes, Ravel nods. Unfortunate. Without the mortality to hold such memories tight. The shell a body is... so you took my mortality from me. Is it still intact? Ravel seems surprised and alarmed. Yes. Fear not for a broken mortality. If you are here, if you are here talking to me, intact your mortality must be. Such a thing cannot be destroyed as long as you exist. You are an anchor of your mortal soul. As long as you are intact, so shall it be. Made to last are you. Revel smiles and gives a vision laugh. For life swallowed you and spit you out. It swallowed them, but I don't know if he came out of that hand. Says Morty. Okay. And after this, look, Ravel. If you took my mortality from me and it has caused more harm than good, I would take it back now. You have had it over long, I think. Ah, you make a demand. Ravel black veined eyes sharpen and twist, taking a disturbing awareness. And she bears your yellow fangs. No. That Ravel I will not do. What is undone cannot be done. Why not? Ravel cannot give such a thing to you, my precious man, for Ravel has nothing to give. I never possessed you or your mortality, though I wish to keep them both in my garden, a selfish affection of keepsake. Trace the patterns of your flesh, but such things Ravel could not bring herself to do. Why not? You loved them. And I brace her silence. She sounds astonished. You loved them, you did? Oh my god. Ravel gives a low, white smile. Is that so hard for you to believe, Fiendling? She cackles softly to herself. Does Ravel, being Ravel and thus a myth, not deserve to carry such a feeling in her back brambled heart? This is getting pretty interesting. No creature is undeserving of such a feeling, Ravel. Gray speaks softly. The histories do not paint such a compassionate picture of you, however. Yeah, that's true. The past is past, and histories care little for speaking the truth of it. Revel frowns, then her voice drops slightly, threateningly, as if she studies grades. The feeling brushed me, yes, and now hold your silver tongue, abyssal daughter. I need not your soft words to cloud the air here. The man and I shall speak, and you shall bow out of this. I shall attend to you shortly. Enough, Revel. If you don't have my mortality, where is it? I don't know, sweet thing, but if I were you, I'd get it back quick. Quick, no telling what horrible thing someone could do to you if they held your mortality for ransom. Revel clicks her talons together. It would like beholding someone's sweet succulent soul, a puppet dancing on someone's strings. Could you be, and would you be, and most a sad puppet? Do know where it is? I do not. That's strange. I thought she had it. Hold a moment. You say you don't know where my mortality is. Do you know where someone who does know where it is? Abel smiles horridly. Your task counting. Clever, clever, clever you are. Yes, there is another who might know the things that Ravel does not. Another might know who. Ravel's eyes dim, as if she's staring at something in the distance, and her voice slows. A fair-skinned one, must you ask? An angel, a diva, one who soars on the wings of morning and with his hands in the architect of horizons. He lies beyond my keeping, in another cage, in another prison. In his knowing is the knowing of what you wish to know. Ask him your question, listen to his answers, use them as guides. So some kind of an angel. Where can I find them? In a living-this prison, to another cursed prison you will arrive. Though it may not appear as such to casual glances, step lightly and find the golden link in the ever-shortening chain. The light shall give the dark of the matter, and new paths shall open to you. Delightfully cryptic, though not surprising, Revel. Thanks. Revel cackles. Of the past I am not held to particulars. You're fortunate to receive anything, O caustic one. Oh. Oh, am I? It's just that the chain of who knows what and where they are never seems to be a smooth series of links. Ah, Revo smiles, holding one of her talents. And that is why you must keep each link safe. For if they are not smooth now, imagine if the chain will be like when more links shatter. Time and death are not as patient with others as they are with you. What are you saying? What if one of your precious links were to die? And what if you forgot yourself again? What would you do then? Where would your stolen mortality be? Then it would be lost forever. For there would be no one left to ask how to reach it. Tracing your path would become harder, mayhap impossible. That's true. True enough, in any event, I had other questions for you, Revo. Have some questions about you, Revo. Yes, ask your questions about Revo, my precious man. What are you? Where did you come from? I, Revel am I, a maker and breaker of puzzles, a solver of what cannot be solved, a mind traveling and unraveling until the threads of what are tied up like knots in a drunken man's hair. Revel picks at one of her jagged grey hairs, wrapping around her finger. It is enough it is. But what are you? Some have called you a night hag, whatever that is. Night hag? Revel gives a ghastly smile, her yellow teeth like needles. I am but a woman who has solely Sorely, sorely miss her beloved creation. Some have named me Crone, Great Death, Yaga sister. Sister of Baba Yaga. That's some Slavic folk tales for you. Night Hag. Wait, wouldn't that be strange if there is Baba Yaga on the plains as well? But myself is my name, Revel. Revel who puzzles well, providing conundrums to decipher and laying impossibilities low. But many things are said about the Grey Ladies. A race, we are night hags, but an individual am I. Some call us evil of old, stalkers of mortal dreams, the kindly, once ugly, hideous things whose homes lie in the dark places of men's minds. Revel's eyes narrowed to reddish sparks, but that means nothing to me. What would one such as you call me, such as I, pretty thing? I would call you beautiful. I would say that the descriptions are correct. Should I say that she is beautiful? He cannot say that in truth. She is actually pretty ugly, so I would say that the descriptions are correct. So they are, but they are not your answer. I withdraw the question of this crit one. No more shall we speak on this. I see. Can you teach me some of the art? That would be awesome. What is this place? Rail gestures around her. Once a maze of lively stone, it was featureless. But a small black seed was born in my hair when I came to this place, and grew strong among the stone, flourishing, flourishing until it ran thick throughout the maze like the unraveling hair of a crown. And so this maze of another becomes my garden. Oh, that's pretty interesting. So it's one of those seeds that I used when I became a mage. Black seed. And so she made a house for herself. Why were you imprisoned, Ravel? I tried to help a lady, and kindly she did not take to it. It's interesting. The Lady of Pain, you tried to help her. My offering of help was unwelcome. I tried to set her free. Sigil is the cage, a city of doors and locks. It's a prison for her. It must be, mustn't be. Why else would they call the sigil the cage? And who is caged? The lady. A prison so small for one so great. Unjustness, wrongness, intolerable to torment a woman so fastly. Yeah, that's probably it. I think I know who should be in a cage, says Morte. I tried to break the cage, let the lady go free. She makes a shoo in motion. Her expression becomes paid as she scatters invisible birds. Shoo, shoo. Pained woman, let sigil ring be broken, so you might fly far from these filthy streets and the stupid tables that dare not speak in words that for fear of the thoughts would be overheard. Ravel's hands slowly stop their shoo in motion, and she gives a slow sigh. Go on. Before I could finish, I found myself here, and my memory is known the better for the trip. Much has slipped away, much forgotten. Yes, it was. Ravel smiles with her yellow teeth. The divine link of memory has become a comfort. These old bones, much have I forgotten. I am fortunate in that I still remember you. Yeah, probably. Why would you try to free the Lady of Pain from Sigil?
My journal.
Laver's voice drops and almost reprimanding. I resent anyone, even with a power, being imprisoned, and think that everyone, whether stones, shores, or quiet-bladed ladies, should be free. Some have said more than I. Why is such a thing, they said. Is that what you were trying to do when I met you long ago? You were trying to set me free. Quite possibly, possibly quite. Life's chains and fear of death maybe have gripped too tightly on the man I knew then. Ravel picks at one of her jagged grey hairs wrapping around her finger. No liking for chains and cages does Ravel have. So I was caged somehow, or chained. Sounds to me as if your memory is stirring, Ravel. Yes. Ravel blinks for a moment, and her black veined eyes become duller, as if she has been trucked with a heavy weapon. Her talon tightens round the grey hair, so tightly it looks like she's about to tear it from your skull. Mayhaps you were a trap, but it was no normal cage that held you. Do you have any idea what held me? Ravel looks confused and her face twists, as if she is fighting an unpleasant thought. I have forgotten. Mayhap a promise? No. Her fingers tightens around the grey hair. And to your surprise, there is a snap like a twig breaking, and Ravel tears her the hair from her head. A trickle of black blood forms from beneath the skull cap. Oh, and she hisses in anger. Ravel, are you alright? No more will I say. Ravel's voice wrinkles in pain. The talons covered with a blood-tipped grey hair, even plucked from her head. It looks jagged and stiff. I do not know. I know knowing shall I share. She stares down at the grey hair wrap around her talon, and then she hisses and flicks it to you. Take this, and leave the past where it lies, half-man. Very well, Ravel. Then there's nothing more to be said on the matter. I had some other questions. The legend claim you're a powerful mage, Ravel. Can you teach me some of the art? Ravel frowned disapprovingly, her blush skin twisting like a rag. Does Ravel know the art? Is your mind gone away of the mortality, a thing all up and lost? I have forgotten more of the art than you shall. She jabs you in one of her talents ever. No. Can you teach me some of the art then? Ravel narrows her black-eyed veins, studying. Mayhap I could be persuaded by one such as you, though any other would not have such a chance. Nor the boon I offer. Are you a rudimentary student in the arts, or am I facing a true and tired master? I'm a rudimentary student. Very well. Ravel's voice changes, alternating in pitch, like someone plucking a stirred instrument. Much have I learned tending to the garden. Chimes an incantation distilled from the barbs. She begins to hum slightly to herself, rhyming, swaying ways of the constants and motions that bring the briars to your aid. Listen, and the branches will speak of it. Close your eyes and listen. As you close your eyes and listen, a great trembling passes through you, as if dozens of barbed snakes were buried beneath your flesh. Just when you think the pain is more than you can bear, you suddenly instinctively begin humming the same tune that Ravel did, and the pain ebbs. In the distance of the maze, you can hear the clicking of the tree creatures, as if responding to your call. Continue to hum. Ravel watches you with a curious light in her black-veined eyes. Such power! She gives a soft hiss, as if in wonder, and her lips peel back in a smile. It attaches all that hear it. You are powerful, my precious man. So powerful, one day even the plains may bend to your will. I do not wish such a thing, Ravel. There are many who would boast that path, but not I. Ravel nods, then nods at your hand, which, to your surprise, holds a number of black barb seeds. What? Take those seeds. Use them as you will, and to this I grant an additional boon. She plucks her hair from her head and takes a handful of the seeds, places them on her palm, then crushes them. A small trail of blackish blood runs from her hand, but when she opens it, there is no wound, only a necklace of black barbs woven around the lock of Ravel's grey hair. Take this. It is off me, and it will serve you well. Take the seeds on the strange barbed chain.
My journal.
Save those seeds, precious man. Use not all of them, for they prove more useful in other places in the maze, but it powerful you are, these places you will find. Oh, I see. I had some other questions about my immortality. Well, it seems like I asked all of them. Thank you for the information you gave me, Ravel. I must leave now. Hold. Ravel's voice drops to a low hiss like that of a serpent. The most important question you have yet to ask, my precious man. Has it occurred to you yet? Yes, I need to know how to leave this place. Do you know the answer to this question? I know the branchings of this place, the twistings and bendings and spirrings, though there are no leaves here. One may take their leave when they wish it. So you do know how to live. Wrap your hand around about you like branches, make them encircle you just like a cage. Step from the edge of the maze into the darkness, and into another cage your body shall go. A simple living, but there is no return when that final step is taken. So take heed and take what you need before you take the step. Which of the edges of the maze do I live by? Which a question posed to the witch, which one of the edges knows, not I, the remembering of which has failed me, and the edges of the maze have had little to say on the matter. Probably, yeah. You've known how to live all this time, then why don't you live? Why stay when one can leave? Your question to me. Revel breaks into a crooked smile, displaying the row of fangs. I turn the question upon its head and send it as carrying back to you. The answer lies not in the stain of living, but in the causes and reasons, my precious man. Don't you want to live? It is a want, a once want, but not now want, and more not. What do I need that lies beyond my brambled walls? It's a cruel, jagged world beyond these edges of a maze, and Revel has pulled enough of its shards from her skin. Very well, thank you, Revel. I must bid you farewell. Ah, so you say. Revel one takes on a strange repose, very sad that sends echoes through your mind. One final question do I have for you. Do you wish to leave me, my precious half-man? I have to. It's important that I find all of what can about myself, and there is much more I need to know. Yeah, probably. There is a terrible shimmering in the air around Ravel, and the sound of snapping twigs and cracking tree limbs, and the horrid sound of the trees bending and splintering. Ravel's lips peel back, and her voice becomes shrill like a howling wind. What do you know of knowing, half-man? Know this. Know you will stay here until the end days in my bramble garden, never to leave, and you shall love me as you were meant, as you promised. Oh, is Ravel Dayanara? I don't think so. I will not, Ravel, do not threaten me. Ravel, calm down, I need to leave, but I shall return. Don't. I shall not let you leave. I have the power to keep you here, and I shall use it. My black barbed mace shall not allow you to travel beyond it while I live, my precious, precious man. Revel, I don't want to fight you, don't do this. Allow me passage and I shall return to visit you. You need not to be alone in this place. Return as you claim you would so long ago. No, you shall not allow it to revel twice. No more centuries I will wait for you. Revel's lips peel back and her talons seem to grow into a fiendish claws. Here in my garden you will stay, and wander the plains you will no longer. Revel, calm yourself. There is no need for this.
Forgotten your place, half-man. Humility is in order.
Revel, don't do this.
Portal detected.
Updated my journal. Is this a fight then?
Attend me, my pets.
Gather to me.
Oh, that's cool. What should we get? Oh, I cannot improve my intelligence anymore. Let's get Constitution. I will need this in this fight, I feel. Darkon. Level up him. Fall from grace. Let's hope that nobody dies here. Magic missile. Yeah.
Balance in all things.
I think if we
Packet dropped.
attack
Refurbished
her,
request.
she would not be able to cast any spells, perhaps. She has a kiss spell. What's that? Drains 1 to 10 hit points from target and grants them to Grace. Creatures immune to normal weapons are still vulnerable to Grace's kiss. I didn't know that. Does she has any heals? No, she has not any heals. Prayer, perhaps. Barely injured. It's not like I could die. Now she's badly injured. It seems that whatever I'm doing is working. Attack her and Darkon.
In enduring growth.
Near death now. If she casts just one spell, I think I'm dead.
I hear your words.
What's up?
Make Morta attack her, perhaps. I got her with magic missiles. Rival is the real one. Yeah, it seems difficult, but I know what's the meta of Infinity Engine, so to say. Well done. Yeah, thank you. I got a bunch of experience for that as well. Seems that the shadows are returning, ready to kill me. Oh my god, Anna is getting beat up. Let's get the last one of these targets. Oh, that's the her inventory. Inventory, basically. Okay, I need to heal up probably. I wonder why did she even give me these things if she was trying to kill me. Black barb charm. This is a string of black barb seeds linked together by the Ravel's long gray hairs. This is one of Ravel's improvised charms. When the sting of seeds is sliced in the right spot, the necklace unravels around the caster, surrounding the use of the black barb shield that will help protect him from attacks and will also damage anyone attempting to attack the caster. I see. Black Barbed Curse. These malevolent seeds contain a portion of the Black Barbed Maves within the cells. Their power is activated when the seed is hurled into the ground in the front of an opponent. When the seed strikes the ground, it sprouts into black branches that turn hungrily into the victim's body. Each seed contains only one such curse. But I can copy that in my spellbook, it seems. So I can use it basically infinitely if I wanted. Ravel's gray hair. This is one of Ravel's gray hairs. It's so old it looks like her normally gray hair is turning an even whiter shade of gray. It must be a few feet long and it looks pretty tough to boot. Can I use the Mordant's cube to get out of here? Probably not, but would be kind of funny. Let's use the heart charms. Make sure nobody dies.
All right.
These guys are blocking the view. Okay, that's the inventory. Finger's Eye. More barb necklaces, heart charms. Scroll of Black Sphere, what's that? Can I identify the eye? Not at the moment. Ravel's fingernail. Edged proficiency. This twisted fingernail of extruded nighthawk skin has got to be one of the ugliest things you have ever seen. Its mottled green, red, and black surface is more or less a foot long, and it seems like it was used alternatively as a scratching aid. No speaking tool and a gardening trowel. Looking at it makes you wish that Ravel did not chew her nails. Or makes you wish that Ravel did chew her nails. Or at least had a nail file that put her in the maze, I see. But it's not identifiable for me. Probably has some nice stats, I guess. Scroll's Black Sphere. Level 4 spell. This spell illustrates the power of force. A wave concussive force explodes out in a 10 feet radius that not only damages but imprisons as well. The spell allows the caster to create a black sphere of force which explodes and causes 4 points of damage plus 1 per caster level to all creatures within. Oh, that's pretty good. It's basically a fireball. Creatures failing a saving throw with a spell trapped in a 10-foot radius sphere of force for the duration of the spell. Even if they make the saving throw, they still take damage from this black sphere itself. That's cool. That's really useful, actually. I wish I had identifies with me, but I don't. Oh, and I can save. Thankfully. The shadows are fighting. Oh, what? The space beneath this overhanging branch is glowing softly. It seems to reveal a small brambled room beyond. You notice that the grey hair Ravel plucked from her head is slowly twisting like a corkscrew. Wait and see what the hair does. The hair slowly curls up your left arm, circles around your wrist, and wraps itself tightly around your left index finger. In response, the light beneath the arch glows brighter, beckoning you to step through. Oh, a portal. Yeah, let's go. The arch is made of gnarled tree limb that has grown from the floor of the maze, then fallen into an arc. As you step up to the arc, the space beneath the arc glows softly. It seems to lead some strange black park garden. Examine the archway. As you examine the natural arc, you notice the left side of the trunk is scored, as if someone took a knife blade and cut several notches into it. The scorings, however, don't look like they came from a knife blade. They look like slash marks, as if from someone's talons. Scratch the trunk of the tree with your fingernails, see what happens. You sink your fingernails into the bark, and to your surprise the wood gives way beneath your nails, like porridge. You dig your nails through the side of the bramble tree, and in response the glow beneath the arc glows brightly, beckoning you to step through it. Yeah, let's go then. Oh, it was another room in there. Step to the portal. Leave the bramble. Okay. No, I don't want. I don't think. What's this? The circle plot on the floor is the maze is peculiar in that the vegetation around it has died, except for 3 sticky twigs in the center. It looks as if the twigs devoured all the other vegetation around them. Examine the twigs. The twigs are thin, like gasping grasping fingers, and they have none of the black barbs that coat the branches elsewhere in the maze. As you examine them, however, you can feel a magical vibration from them. They are like the faint vibrations you feel in the maze, but they are more insistent, like the wailing of tiny children. Start humming the same tune that Travel used to when she called upon the maze's power. As you begin humming, the twigs suddenly begin twisting within their dead circle, the fingers thrashing, grabbing for something, and you know instinctively they are clutching for a black barb seed. While humming, throw one of the black barb seeds into their midst. While humming, you flick the seed into the mass of branches, and the twigs twist around the seed with a crack, splintering it. The twigs stop thrashing, and you watch as the twigs slowly grow, thickening to become branches. As they grow, three new branches twist around each other, then with a crack they snap at the base. They roll across the floor, then stop deadly still. Pick up the three twisted branches. You pick the three twined branch. Okay, it's still in your hands, but you can feel your humming strongly within it, like a heartbeat. It's obviously magical and powerful. You can feel the branch responding to your humming so much so you were able to encourage its growth as the branches intertwined. A tremendous amount of power lies within the branch, a trace of Ravel's power, perhaps, but mostly your own force of will. You can't help but feel impressed by yourself. Take the branch. Your branch. What am I, some kind of a dog? Yes, my branch. This twisted branch is actually a compound of three black branches that have grown tightly around each other. The branches look much like the ones in Ravel's maze, but the branches have none of the black barbs that cover the trees in her maze. This black barbed branches went forged through the trees of Ravel's maze and endowed with a fraction of her magical power. By calling on the power within the wand, the wielder may summon forth a shield of black brambles to protect the caster from harm, or cause a series of brambles to rip from the earth around the target and unfold them in their constricting embrace. The wand itself only holds a certain amount of Ravel inside it, and once expended, it becomes useless. God damn it again. To change this spell to cast from this item, place the wand into your quick slow item slot. Now right click on the wand to bring up the description. By selecting the abilities button, you will be able to change which spell you may cast. Oh, 99 times. That's good. I thought it like use it 2 times and it's gone, but it's like forever almost. That's good. So much garbage in the inventory.
All right.
What about this? Is this the same? Oh, I could get more of them. As long as I have the seeds. I guess I shouldn't have done that. Might miss the other items, I guess. Can Darkon use it? I think he could. Wooden club? No, you don't need that. Yeah, he can use it.
I'm gone.
Go through the arc.
Portal detected.
Let's go look for other portals.
All right.
Portal detected.
Oh, that's a trap. It's friendly. Let's look for an exit, I guess. Oh, thank God she didn't die from that. Have a piece of cheese with me.
I'm gone.
Oh, a portal. The space beneath this brambled arc seemed to show a large desert city surrounded by great walls. This must be the prison Rival mentioned. Fold your arms around you like a cage and leap through the portal. Oh, I escaped.
Off with you. Dead I am.
Then Death's kingdom has sealed its gates to us both. Arise, crone.
Away with you. I'm dead, and no traffic with the living may I have.
I care little for how you die, but I warn you for the last time. Arise, or I shall slay you where you lie.
Rival is back.
I had thought that dying at his hand would fulfill the requirements the past put forth.
You cannot have thought that one would have a chance. You were indulgent to let him think he was successful.
Powerful this incarnation is. And kill me he could have, but for a few tricks I possess. Fortunate was I.
Fortune abandoned you the moment I found you. Has your life prepared you for what is to come, hag?
I am not afraid. Not of the likes of you, ragged thing. Weak Ravel may be, but a few tricks has Ravel learned over the years, and I have known you would come.
Oh. He's called the translucent one. Oh, I know that spell. It never lands when I use it. Top 10 anime battles.
No longer shall you trouble existence with your presence, witch.
The Outlands. This is a new location called Cursed. There's a cursed card. You see one of Cursed finest. He looks a little bored. What do you want? Don't you know there's a lockdown? What kind of a lockdown? What can you tell me about this place? We're under lockdown right now because of the plague. We don't know what's causing it, but we're quarantining sections of the town until we find out. You want something else? I had a few more questions. I'm looking for a diva. Then you're looking in the wrong plant of the Great Ringberg, because even if there were one, you would not be finding it. It'd be locked away like a miser's gold. I see. Interesting. But I think I'll end the stream today. Continue next week. Thanks for checking out the stream. It was quite fun, this one. And the previous one as well. And if you're watching it live or on the VOD, thank you for watching. I really appreciate it. And I guess I'll see you in a week. Take care. Thanks for playing, man. It's good. Yeah, I appreciate it for you being here. Thank you. Bye, man. See you next week.